Police department can help you.
Yes, I need some assistance at my house. My husband just threatened me, pushed me up against the wall, threatened that if I left, he was going to kill me and my kids. And
What's your address? Is that a house or an apartment?
The house.
Okay. And what's your name?
My name's Samantha. My friend's here too. She's seen it and heard him, and now he's out in the other building with the door locked. And
what's your last name, Samantha?
McDowell.
What's your phone number? And what's his name?
Joel Jackson.
Okay. Are there any weapons in the house?
Not that I know of, but I don't know. Not that I know of.
And he's not in the house right now?
He's outside the house in the other room. He went in there and locked the door. Or I don't even know if it's locked. I didn't go out after him. I just tried to leave.
Like an outbuilding?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a little outhouse. It's a little house that sits. It's kind of like a mother quarter or something that's attached to the house.
Okay. What's he wearing?
He's got on jeans and a blue shirt.
Does he have a vehicle that he's got access to?
Yes.
What kind of vehicle is it?
It's a white 3000 GT, and then we also have a black car together. I can't even think right now.
Is it a white Pontiac?
White 3000 GT. Yeah,
3000.
I think it's yeah.
Okay, just go ahead and stay there, and I'm going to send an officer
over. And
I'm
thinking he could be out there trying to hurt himself because he tried to kill himself a couple times.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
I'll send officers over, okay?
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
I might have caused something that happened between you and Abby, but I never told Abby anything like that. Like, oh, your dad ain't your dad. I would never do it like that.
Well, that's because that's not
reach
true.
in her heart and pull it out.
That's
you don't know
true.
if it's true though either, Joel. You don't know. I said I didn't know. You can't just tell him that Doug isn't his dad. We never had a blood test.
That.
No, I said he could be. That's all I said. I did not say that was his dad. I said he could be, and Doug knows, and Doug was aware of it.
I am sorry it came out. I don't mind saying I'm sorry. I'll say I'm sorry as long as it takes, okay? Because I believe that was a mistake that I made, and I'm willing to recognize that, okay? That's all I can do, but I'll continue to do it as long as you need to hear the words,
No,
I'm
I don't
sorry.
need to hear it because it doesn't matter anymore. It's done. It's already been done.
But since you brought that up in relationship with Abby, I would appreciate that you do all you can do, and I think there's a lot more you can do.
What else do you want me to do? I've done everything I know to do, and every time I say one thing, she says another. No, it's not because of this, it's because of that. No, it's not because of this, it's because of that. She has a comeback for every single thing I say. Everything I say, she has a comeback. She told me I didn't even know about you, that I would have known but from her. So, don't tell me that I haven't tried. This whole thing just happened and it's done. I freaking text her. I freaking Facebooked her all the time, constantly. I talked to her constantly. Everything. And then I told Cindy the things, that didn't happen. And apologized to Cindy. And then she blocked me out because she didn't want to hear it.
Here's the clarity. When you shared with me what you told to Cindy, it was things didn't really happen the way I said they happened. And you know what?
Because some things were true, and I ain't going to lie to her and tell her, no, this really happened.
On March 18th, nothing happened.
Well, that she knew. I told her that. In reference to the things that was on the restraining order, I told her. And now, when it came to the restraining order stuff that I told her, I said things didn't really happen like that. That's what I told her about that. But that was way before, or that was after the fact that I'd already told her about the whole Abby deal. Because she texted me about it, asking me about Sam, if I had told Sam. She goes, Sam says you told him. And I said, yes, I did, because it didn't happen. You know, and then she was like, oh, well, you shouldn't even have told Sam that, you know.
Why
and then
would
we
she
got
say
into a
that?
big old fight about it, and then that's when she blocked me.
Why would she say that?
I don't know, but she said that Sam
Does
was
she
better
really
off.
believe it?
Sam was better off knowing, you know, how you were, is what she said. And she said, and who's to say it couldn't have happened? And that's exactly what she told me, like trying to feed me that it happened anyway, even though it didn't happen. The whole time, that's all.
See, that's new. I didn't know that she had told you to just pretend that it did happen.
To you. I explained all that to you. That's what pissed me off. That's what pisses me off, is you act like I don't do nothing.
I don't know
and
where
I sat
these...
there and I tried to make everything better. It ain't my fault I can't make it better if she don't believe me and she's trying to feed more shit in my head. And now she won't talk to me because she's mad because she knows that that I'm done explaining shit to her because I've already told her everything and she wants me to back up that everything was true. Because she even told me that's when the day I talked to her was, you know, the first time I talked to her was when I told Sam, and Sam went back home and told her that that nothing had happened. And that's when she called me. That right after that day, she called me.
She called you?
Yes. And asked me. She said,
"What is she?
Did you talk to Sam?" She said, Sam told me that you told him that none of that ever happened. Did you talk to Sam? I said, yes. I said, I talked to Sam. I said, and Mark was in there when I did it. I said, because Mark was in the bedroom. I said, so there's a witness, you know, there. I said, I wanted someone there. I said, because Mark had already known about everything that had happened. And that's when she was just going off and saying, you know, why did you tell Sam that? You know, you should just left things alone. And how do you know things couldn't have happened like that, turned out that way, if, you know, you wouldn't have called the cops, and, you know, just different things like that is what she was saying. So, I mean, it's not like I didn't... You know, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it because it just gets me upset. But it's not like I never just left everything alone and said, oh yeah, let everybody think what they want to think, because I freaking told everybody. And that's why Abby stopped talking to me. Me and Abby were talking fine until Cindy freaking probably said you need to quit talking to her now since she, you know, is on your dad's side, or since she's saying this stuff didn't happen or whatever. She's not hating Joel.
For the record, going back to Cindy, what she says now about me, and I'm getting sound bites from you about how over our whole marriage that I was abusive and horrible and...
I never said you were abusive.
Okay, I thought you said that to me before, but I'm just trying to say that anything possible that she could have raised in court would have been raised in court. Anything possible to keep those kids from having time with me would have been raised in court.
Yeah, and it was all irrelevant whenever I told her that didn't happen. She knew she couldn't use it, but she wanted to still.
But I'm just saying, because during the marriage with Cindy, they didn't happen. She's delusional now. She's jealous and hateful and hurt and angry, and that's why she's doing all this stuff. I mean, you have said to me things that she has told you about me that are not true. I think you've told me that she told you that I was abusive and physically abusive during the whole marriage, right? Okay. And I have never laid a finger on her.
Bad mentally. She said you mentally
and see,
drained her.
it's the other way around.
You drained her mentally, and that you were a control freak, and you were
If you think about it, if I was a control,
or whatever, because I didn't even know that word till she told me.
If I was a control freak,
and then Abby's the one that said you were a sociopath.
Okay. Does she? I don't know. Look, if I was a control freak, I would have owned a checking account, and we would never have a bill in question. I did not own the checking account. I did not do any of the controlling things in the house. She is saying that because she didn't have me just kowtowing to her the last 3 years, 4 years of the marriage. I stopped giving in. As I would say to her over and over, I'm not going to be your whipping boy. She's the one who's the psychopath and the sociopath and the narcissist. I have an ego. I looked up sociopath and narcissist. I know that Abby was happy when she was with me, and we had a good time. And we got along, and I know that nobody is perfect.
Whenever I asked Abby about that, I said, well, hey, I don't want you not seeing your dad because of me. It's not because of you, I'm just turning into an adult now. I'm a woman now. I don't have to do what he says. I don't have to do push-ups when he says. I don't have to work out when he says I don't have to, and then she went on a whole list of stuff and saying, you know what, I'm old enough now to make my decisions. She goes, before I had to get along with him because I had to see him, is what she told me. She goes, but now I don't have to anymore. And that's exactly what the words and stuff, the messages that she told me.
Do you think that's a very healthy individual that at 14, at 13 has made that decision based on a month that was totally out of my control? Yeah, you're going to have rough times, parent. I mean, okay, look, what if on the worst day between you and Trent all of a sudden was taken out of your life by something out of your control, and you never had a chance to resolve things with Trent? That would totally turn your relationship with Trent upside down. I never had a chance to talk to Abby.
I know you didn't, but I tried to talk to her and tell her different things and things that didn't happen, but she had an excuse for every single thing. And she had something else to flip down on for an excuse for why.
But see, if you go back to your own childhood, you know that there were times with your parents when, if at any moment you froze it and said, you know what, I never want to see my dad again, just after he whipped your butt, just after he cursed you out for being home late, you know what I mean?
The other day when I took
but now you love him. See, that's the point. The point is it's unhealthy to just, cut off my access to Abby. I had no control over that.
And I know that, and I didn't cut it off. And I'm tired, and I've tried to tell all them the things I know to tell them, and the things, that I told them, And that's all I could do. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? There's nothing else to do.
One of the things keeping me from going to court to try to get Abby back in my life is you and I still have this divorce hanging over our heads. So once, one way or another, this is done, I would appreciate your help going to court to help get Abby back.
Well, he's like, well, I'm going to drop the course. I don't want it, this and that, let's go, let's spend some time. I'm like, okay, well, then when we get back, of course, my son had a party while we were gone, which was a kid, I know it's wrong, he shouldn't have, but he did have a party. Well, that was it, okay, we're going to have a divorce, whatever. I'm like, okay, fine, we'll do mediation, whatever. Well, I was at work, and, and we were texting back and forth. Well, then I was coming home for lunch break. Well, when I went out to his office to see him, he pulled out papers and says, no, we're not doing mediation, we're doing it this way, my way, or, I have papers already. So, the whole time he's just lied to me about divorce, and lied to me, throwing it back one way and putting it back another, and then throwing it back, just the whole time, just a push-pull deal. And I was like, no, I'm not signing it, I'm not signing it. Walked in the house, he got mad, and blew up from there.
What happened?
You pushed me up the wall, against the wall.
Why?
Because you're mad. Because you're mad because I didn't want to sign the papers, and I wanted to go get an attorney.
You said to the police that I got mad because you were leaving, and they told you not to leave. That's what you told them.
Well, but that's part of it too. You got mad because Nancy came over and we were leaving for lunch.
You said you were going to go take Nancy to Tarwater for an interview.
No, we were going to lunch to talk about her getting a job with Tarwater. That's what we were doing that day. Well, you know what? Then go pull it up and show her then. I'll go get the police report.
So I choked you?
You didn't really choke me, but you kind of put your hands on me and my neck was red and the cops took pictures of it.
So what made me stop?
Huh?
What made me stop?
Because Nancy said she was going to call the police.
Okay, so what happened?
So the police came.
So when did you call the police?
After the incident.
Right after?
Yeah.
Okay. I called them before you did.
No, you didn't.
I have the dispatch report.
Okay.
I called them 5 minutes before you did.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
After you went out into your office.
Okay, because you took my cell phone out of my office. You took it.
I'm not going to sit here and explain because it's all on police report.